Hello, aspirants. How is everyone? How are you all doing today? You can type in the chat box. Great. So, where are you all from? How's it going? Have you started preparing for the mocks? How are preparations going? Doing great. Nice. Okay, I see some people from Pune, Odisha. Great, great, great. So, to get the latest updates of Snap and all the events that we are conducting, you can follow our Instagram and Telegram handles as well as WhatsApp channel. The QR codes for the same are on the screen. We will wait until more people join. Until then, we can talk about if you have been following our Instagram page, how many of you have taken our mock Monday? Anyone? Oh, you have. Nice. How did you find it? Did it help you in any way to gauge the kind of questions? A lot of you have given mock Mondays. Nice. That's great. That's great. So, how do you feel today? Excited about the session? Yes, everyone? Okay. Excited. We'll wait 2 more minutes until more people join in and we can begin the session. Is that fine, sir? Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Shall we begin the session? Sure. Okay. So, aspirants, welcome to Mock It Out. I am Rohan Joshi and I'll be your host, and I'm the part of the aspirant relations team of SIBM Pune. Our council is dedicated to reach out to aspiring students like you and help you in your journey towards SIBM Pune. Feel free to reach out to us on our social platforms or through our official mail. We are always here to lend you a helping hand. Today, we are diving into the world of Snap as we solve a mock paper live and dissect it question by question. Get ready for an exhilarating session where we'll be taking you through test taking strategies, analysis, and practical tips to boost your performance. And there is a surprise lined up for you at the end of the session. Stay tuned to know how you can get your Snap test sponsored by us. Just a disclaimer before beginning the session, you don't have to follow the exact steps shown. This is more of a lens through which you can see how to approach Snap. The thought process behind tackling each question, skipping any, navigating through questions, that's what this session is about. We hope you enjoy the session and make it as interactive as possible. We would love your inputs on the type of questions we are solving. So please keep putting your comments and queries in the chat box. We will also have a dedicated Q&A at the end of the session. Now, let me introduce you to the panel members who will be tackling each section. So, first up, we have Sakshi, who would be taking up general English. Then there is Manasa, who will be tackling with logical reasoning. And finally, there is Shudashato, who will be solving the quant section. So this is the order in which we'll be solving the paper. However, please note that you can choose your order of sections based on your own strengths. After all, that's the beauty of Snap. You can navigate between the sections. So without further ado, let me invite Sakshi to take the stage and begin the mock. Over to you, Sakshi.
Thank you, Rohan. Hello, everyone. I'm Saksha Gavne, hailing from Mumbai. I graduated with a BA in English Literature in 2021 and subsequently worked for 2 years as a consultant in a recruitment firm based in Mumbai. During my free time, I enjoy reading, dancing, and traveling. So that's all about me. Let's get started with the mock, and we'll be starting with the verbal section first.
Hey folks, just a few minutes until we set up the platform and we can get started with our mock. Okay, I think we're good to go, right, Sakshi?
Yes, we are all set to go. Okay, let's begin with the first question. What is the meaning of this phrase, to have an axe to grind? Now, to have an axe to grind means to do something for selfish reasons. Looking at the options, the second one is the correct one to go. Let's mark it and move ahead. Next is the sky is blue dash it's cloudy. Let's check the options now. The sky is blue until it's cloudy. It does not sound right. Let's move on to the next one. The sky is blue unless it is cloudy. It seems right because unless means except if. So the sky is blue unless it's cloudy is the right one. Just to recheck, we'll also check the other two options, which are till and when. Again, both of them do not go well with the answer. So let's move ahead. Dash and my friends are going to the movies. I and my friends are going to the movies. This seems right. Let's check the other options as well. Me and my friends are going to the movies is incorrect. Mine and myself again are incorrect options. Now, here, if you get confused between I and me, your I will be the correct option because it is the subject of the sentence. So we'll mark the first one and go ahead. During our visit to the hill station, we came across signboards which read that the area where we was under observation by the neighboring country. So here there seems to be an error in the second part of the sentence, which is B, the area where we was. It should be in the plural form, which is the area where we were. So we will mark that option. Let's go to the next one. While some may doubt the feasibility of the proposal, it is based on empirical evidence, unlike policies that result from either fanciful suppositions or from political whims. Now, this is a question with a parallel structure of either and or. So, when from has already been used before either, it should not be repeated again. So, the last option, which is from political whims, has an error in it. We have to identify the grammatical error. Between you and I don't think he's telling the truth. So you and I is the wrong usage of the sentence. It should be between you and me. Now we have to choose the antonym of ostentatious. Now what does ostentatious mean? Ostentatious means to be something that is showing to impress or designed to impress, which is showy. Now, looking at the options, modest is the opposite of ostentatious. If we look at the other three options, which is pretentious, flamboyant, or obtrusive, all those three are very similar to ostentatious and synonyms of that. So we'll mark modest and move ahead. There are many things to be said against newspapers, but much of the dash is dash when one considers that every now and then they develop a great writer like Don Marcus. Now, looking at the options, they're very similar to each other, and I don't want to take a hard guess. So I will keep this question and I can come back to it, just review and move on to the next one. We have to change the speech. Now, the given sentence is in the direct speech form. We have to change it to the indirect speech. Now, I have won the race. First option is he said that he had won the race. This seems the right one. Let's move ahead and check the other options as well. He said that he has won the race. This is incorrect because it's in the present tense. He said he have won the race. Again, it's incorrect. It should not be in the plural form. He said that the race has been won. It does not mention by whom. So this is again incorrect. Let's mark the first one and we'll go ahead. Now, which of the options has a similar relation to pain is to write? Now, here we have to identify the similarity between these two words. Now, pain causes one to write, which is act emotionally. So, checking the similarity in the options as well, anger does cause one to seethe, and checking the other options, joy does not cause one to envy, stress does not cause one to monotony, and courage also does not cause one to fear. So the first is the right one. Now, we have to reorder these words. Now, it should be in the way that evening, which is the part of the day, should come last. Now, evening is the second word. So let's check in which of the options, option 2 is at the end. So there are only two options which has 2 as the end. So we can narrow it down to options B and C. Now, if we check according to the order of the words, if I go according to the second option, it is met, it starts with met, we, hospital, and it does not sound correct in the first order itself. So let's check the third option. So if I go according to that, it will be, we met her again at the hospital last evening. So this is the right sentence. Let's go ahead. So you can keep this in mind that sometimes elimination can also be one of the options how you can go. Selection is not the only way how you can mark your answers. Now, there are 4 boards in a business school which have displayed the meaning of the term that means a process in which an independent person makes an official decision that ends a legal disagreement without the need for it to be solved in court. Now, what is the correct spelling in these 4 options? It is the first one, which is arbitration. Let's go ahead. The winter was such severe that even water in the taps was frozen, and this created a lot of inconvenience to everyone in the family. Now, the error is in such severe. It is a wrong usage of words. So let's check out what is the best suited option from the given options. The winter severe so much is again incorrect. The winter was so severe sounds right. We can keep this option aside. The winter was severe such is again incorrect. So option 2 is the right one. He was hit dash a lunatic dash a club. Let's check the options. He was hit by a lunatic from a club is incorrect since club is an object here. He was hit by a lunatic with a club. That sounds right. Just to recheck, we'll check the other options as well. He was hit at a lunatic by a club is incorrect. He was hit in a lunatic of a club is again incorrect. Let's move ahead. Okay. So we have few sentences given here, and we have to reframe this that it goes in a flow. So let's check. The colony was then named Port Cornwallis after Admiral William Cornwallis. This penal colony is now known as Port Blair after the officer who founded it. However, disease and death in the penal colony forced the government to cease its operations in May 1796. After 2 years, this colony moved to the northeast part of Great Andaman. In 1789, the government of Bengal established a penal colony on Chatham Island in the southeast bay of Great Andaman. Now, as you read through all these sentences, the first 4 sentences cannot start as a paragraph because they seem to be a continuation of something. So we can establish that this paragraph will start with option E. Now, if I check the options, the only option that starts with E is the last one. But just to reconfirm my answer, I will just read it in the given form. In 1789, the government of Bengal established a penal colony on Chatham Island in the southeast bay of Great Andaman. After 2 years, this colony moved to the northeast part of Great Andaman. The colony was then named Port Cornwallis after Admiral William Cornwallis. However, disease and death in the penal colony forced the government to cease its operations in May 1796. This penal colony is now known as Port Blair after the officer who founded it. This makes sense. So that is how we come to the end of the verbal section. We can now move to logical and reasoning, and I will pass the panel ahead to Mansa. Mansa, you can take it ahead.
Hello, aspirants. Hello, everyone. I am Mansa Gumma. I am an electronics and communication engineer by graduation and a creative content writer by passion. I originally belong to Andhra Pradesh, but I have been born and brought up in Odisha and Maharashtra. Thus, I have a mix of cultural influence in my upbringing. I have worked as a programmer analyst trainee in SAP MDG domain of Cognizant Technology Solutions for 8 months, and after that I shifted to Veolia. It's a France-based resource management company where I worked as an executive in internal communications department. My major stress busters are books. I love reading everything that's action and thriller. Now, without further ado, let's move on to the next section, that is the logical reasoning. Okay, we have some time left for Robin, I think. Yes. Okay. So before starting the next section, I would first like to tell my strategy. I use this bucketing kind of strategy. That means before I start the section, I keep in mind that I know these are the topics that I'm good at. One beautiful and amazing thing about logical reasoning is when you look at the question, you can easily deduce what kind of topic is it from. Is it blood relations, clocks and calendars, or whatever it is. So I would like to first go through all the questions, do the ones that I'm good at, and then come back and do the run again to choose the questions that are good or middle type for me. So again, it is a speed-based test, so you have to make time. Okay. So let's start the questions. Let's start this section. We have 25 questions in total, so we'll try to maximize them. Okay. So we have started this section. The first one is a kind of logical deductions and reasoning. I'm not good at them, so we'll move next. Next one is also like that. We'll also move next. So this one's a good question. Positioning, I can do it. Sudha is younger than Rohan, so Sudha is younger than Rohan. Muskan is older than Papu. Muskan is older than Papu. Read the statements and find the probable option which is sufficient to answer who among them is the oldest. So we need to find the statements which are required to solve this question, who among them is oldest. So when we know Muskan is older than Sudha, which is statement 1, Muskan is older than Sudha, so Muskan can be here, Muskan can be here. So we are still confused if Muskan is the oldest or not. If we consider the second statement, if we consider the second statement, Rohan is older than Muskan. When we know Rohan is older than Muskan, so Muskan has to be here. We don't know if it is, we don't have to see if Papu is above as Sudha or below Sudha. So we can just keep Papu anywhere. So here, Rohan is the oldest. So it is 2 only. Next. This is the directions question, easy to solve. Rohit walks 15 meters towards south. Say Rohit is here. We are moving 15 meters south. He turned to his left and walked 20 meters. Now he has turned to his left and walked 20 meters. Okay? Because it is south, you have to move in the opposite direction. He then turned to his left and walked 45 meters. Again, up to 45 meters, he walked towards the north side. He again turned to his left and walked 20 meters. Again, he walked left, that is towards the west, that is 20 meters. So if we can see, we are on the same vertical line from the starting point, but we are on the north side. So the answer should be north. And we can see the difference here. It is 45 minus 50, that is 30 meters. Only one option, 30 meters north. Answer that. The first one is also easy. It's a blood relations question. A woman going with a boy is asked by another woman about the relationship between them. My maternal uncle and the uncle of his maternal uncle is the same. So let us consider this is the woman and woman's mother, and this can be woman's maternal uncle. Okay, this is our woman of the question. So there is a boy also. Say, for example, let's consider the first option which is given, mother and son. If we say the boy is the son, then his uncle should be woman's brother. Say, this is the uncle. His uncle, the uncle of his maternal uncle. See, if we consider this woman's maternal uncle and this boy's uncle's maternal uncle is the same person. So, here it is justified by the question that if this woman and boy of the question share the mother and son relationship, the statement fits exactly. So mother and son is the answer. Next, this one's another easy question. A cube is related to square in the same way as square is related to, okay, we have a line, point, triangle and a plane. Now we have cube, we can easily visualize. Cube is made up of squares. So of course the square should be made up of lines because a cube is a 3D structure and square is a 2D structure. So ultimately a 2D should be made from a 1D structure. So line should be the answer. Very good decoding and coding question. So we have P, P, A, C, E. It can be written as R, J, C, T, G. Okay. If we consider the alphabets P and R, P, Q, R, we have a jump of 2. C, F, G. Again a jump of 2. A, B, C, 2. C, D, E, 2. E, F, G, 2. A simple formula here, jump with 2. We will apply the same thing with the one we are given with, that is M, I, K, Y, M, N, O, I, J, K. So here only one option is starting with O and K. We are going ahead with this. Because when we have such kind of options which are so diverse and not at all similar, we don't have to waste time in solving entirely. We can easily skip and go forward. It's a dates or calendars question. I have already stated that I'm not that good at calendars, so I'm going to skip this. I'm not going to waste my time, even though it might be an easy question. This one's a series question. I'm confident that I can do series questions, so I'm covering all the series questions in my first one. QAR, RAS, SAT, TAU, we can see a pattern here that among the three, the A letter is common in between. So A should be in between. If we consider the first letter, it is Q, R, S, T, it's ascendingly increasing. So the next one should be U. U, A, only two are starting, A and B, both options starting with U, A. If we consider the third alphabet, it is R, S, T, U, again the same ascending pattern. So the third one will be V. Option A will move. This is another series question. Z, A, 5. This is a number and alphabet mix. So if we consider the numericals in this series, 5, 4, 6, 3. They don't form any kind of pattern, but we can observe here that third position, second position, third position, second position. The numerical has changed, alternating its position. So in the blank one, in this blank, our numerical should be at third, second, again at third position. So here should be the numerical. If we see the options, there are only two options with this third position numericals, that is C and D. And C and D both have the front alphabets as VE. So half of the problem is solved. We have VE here. We are now considered 5 and 7. Now if we can see the letters, the numericals are 5, 4, 6, 3. If we consider the odd ones, it is 5, 6 increasing. If we consider the even ones, 4, 3, that is decreasing. So since the blank is also an odd number, so it is 5, 6, this should be 7. So our answer is D. This one is also a kind of arrangement. It's an input problem, but the problem is very lengthy. When the problem is lengthy, we don't have to attempt it in the first one because we might miss out on the last questions, which can be the easier ones. So we'll skip it for the time being. It's again a Venn diagram argument question. I'm going to skip it. series question. Good to go. 53, 53, 40, 40, 27, 27. A very clear-cut pattern that two numbers are repeating. So next two will be the same also. It is 53, 40, and 27. If we see the difference here, it's 13. If you see the difference here, it's again 13. A clear-cut pattern again formed. So we have to find the difference of 13 here. If we subtract 13, we get 14. Simple. The next two numbers will be 14 and 14. Next. It's another assertion question. I'll skip it for the time being. Okay. Another number series. WOOD. It is written as 23, 2 to 5, and 4. We can clearly see that D is the fourth alphabet, W is the 23rd alphabet. If we can easily relate from A to Z, O is the 15th alphabet, and we have two O's in between, so they have taken 15 into 15, that is 225. So similarly, we can apply the same with the given problem, that is MQT2. One thing we know that E is the fifth alphabet, so this center number should be 25. There is only one option having 25 in the center, but here in this case, we cannot blindly put 13, 25, 20 because none of the above is also given. When we have such kind of option, we need to check for every of the alphabet and completely solve it. Because even if one doesn't match, we can easily list it up. So we know that M is the 13th alphabet here. So M is here and T is the 20th one. So it is just the 13, 25, 20 is our answer. Next. So we can here see that, okay, there are two questions with this set. So I'm not going to skip it. I'm going back, I'm going to solve it because when I solve this kind of set, I can easily get two questions. Since it is a positioning question concept, I can easily solve it because I'm confident about this topic. 5 girls, Rama, Sudha, Tara, Uma, Veena, share their apartment and have distributed the task. One girl makes the breakfast every day. So Monday to Friday, 5 dishes they are given and some conditions are given. So I can write Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So I'm going to write the names of the dishes on this above, and I'm going to put the people as like a chart in the below. So let's start reading the conditions first. Veena does not make uttapam and she does not cook on Tuesday. So Veena is not on Tuesday. So Veena can be here, 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 or here. Sudha makes parathas, but not on Monday or Friday. So Sudha is not on Monday, not on Friday. So Sudha can be here, here, and here. Upma is made on Thursday. So here, Upma is on Thursday. But we know that Sudha makes parathas, so Sudha can't be here. Single. Upma is made on Thursday. Tara makes her dish, which is not uttapam, on Wednesday. So we have Tara fixed here. So this both can also not happen. So Sudha has to be fixed here. Okay. And Sudha makes parathas. Again one down. Tara makes her dish, which is not okay. Idli is made on Friday. Idli is also fixed on Friday, but not by Uma. So Uma is not here. So Uma has to be here or here because these two are already taken by S and T. Rama cooks on Monday. Again, Rama can't, Uma and Veena can't be here because Rama is on Monday. Okay. So Uma has to be here. Veena has to be here. Okay. And we know that, we know any other we have missed? No, Veena does not make uttapam. Okay, she's making idli. And Tara makes her dish, which is not uttapam on Wednesday. So it is not uttapam on Wednesday. So it has to be here. And the remaining one we have dosa. It is here. We're going to attempt the question now. What does Tara cook on Wednesday? Clearly, Tara cooks dosa on Wednesday. Simple. Next. What day does Uma prepare her dish? Again simple. It's on Thursday. So by solving a single set like this, we have cracked two questions. So it's a time save. Again, this is an assertion like a Venn diagram type question. So I'm going to keep it for the next. This also seems like the dishes type question, but this is a complicated one because it has married couple, single couple, professions are there. So it's going to take a lot of time. So because we have only 3 minutes left, now I'm not going to attempt this set. Because it has only got one question, I'm not taking that risk. So again, I'm moving to this patterns type question. N2WFLT. Oh, it's a confusing type of pattern, but still I'm going to, we can see the numerical in this series don't 3, 4, it's changing the places. Second position, third position, fourth position, a dash, then again third position. We can see here a pattern that 2, 3, 4, dash 2. So 3. So here in the dash, our number should be at 2, 3, 4. Again, it should be at second position. So our number is here. If we see the options A, D, and D have number 5 in the second position. So it is fixed that this is 5 and very amazing. The first one is H. We don't have to find it also because it's the same in all three. Now if we consider the last letter in all the given elements, it can be any position, but the last letter, it is F, G, H, dash, G. In an increasing order, F, G, H, it should be I here. So we know that the letter should be I. If we consider the D option, there is no I at all, so it can't be the answer. So if we consider A and B, I is at the fourth position, so it is I here. So again, if we consider the second last letter, here it is W, T, Q, dash, and K. So W, T, Q, dash, and K. If we see this T, U, V, W, jump of 3, Q, R, S, T, again jump of 3. So this has to be 3 steps back. If we see S here, it can't be possible. It has to be N because N, O, P, Q is a 3 jump. So the answer is 18. We'll move next. We still have time. We can do it. This is a blood relations question, but we are not going to solve because it is lengthy and we don't have time as of now. It's again a conclusions and assertions question. I'll come back. A good relations question. A is sister of B. D is daughter of A. Okay. For the sake here, A is sister of B. I'm just circling the woman characters or the female characters, and I'm squaring the male or the male characters. Because I don't know the gender of B, I'm just leaving it. D is daughter of A. We have D here, daughter of A. A is mother-in-law of P. So if A is mother-in-law, then P can be the husband of D. P is son of P. If P is son of P, again here. So how is P related to P? Now A and P here share the relationship of a grandson and a grandmother. So only one thing possible. We'll move next. So this is also a Venn diagram type question. I'm moving next. See the last question. 15 seconds. We'll try to wrap it up. Rohan walks 20 knots, 20 knots. He turns left and walks 30, 30 here. He turns right and walks 40, right and walks 40. He again turns right and walks 50. So, okay. So this kind of thing happens because when we are not keeping track of the time, we can stop the question in between. So we have to keep a track of time and choose the section and choose the topics of the question which we are strongest and start solving them. Otherwise, we will miss out the questions which are easy to solve. Because I was explaining and solving, I might have taken a little more time. But still, you could easily see that I have reached the question number 25. This should be your target that at once you have seen all the questions so that you haven't left the easier ones. So our logical reasoning section is done. Now I would like to invite Shraddha Kapoor to take the quant section.
Hello, folks. I think Shuddho is having some network issues. Let's have a chat of how you found the session until now. Are you enjoying the verbal as well as the LR section? Let's wait until he can switch back. Yes. It would even be great if you would solve along us. Like that would really help you gauge how to attempt the questions real time. I see many of you are enjoying the session. That's great. So, what are your thoughts? Did you find this easy, difficult, or how is it? So I can see a lot of you are asking, is the snap level? So the questions have been taken from the previous snap papers as well as the snap mocks and many other sources. So there is no set difficulty of snap. It changes every year. It's kind of dynamic. So these are the type of questions that would generally match the level. It's not the exact same, but it could be somewhere similar. Okay, yes. Mostly everyone is finding it easy. That's great. Okay. Right. I can see a few comments. So I would like to say that even though the questions are easy, you have just got 60 seconds to solve one question, and you cannot get stuck on a question which will take like 5 minutes. Even if you spend 5 minutes on one question, it is going to be it's going to take a difficult toll on your exam. So be prepared with that. Even though it's an easy question, do not get overconfident and do not try to solve that question till the end. That will be a helpful tip. I think Shuddho has joined. So let's hand over the section to him and we'll go ahead with the quant section. Hey aspirants, is Shuddho audible? There appears to be a technical glitch from his side. If you could let us know in the chat box, it would be really great. Okay, okay, he is not. Okay. Yes, yes. He has tried to fix it. Due to some error, he is unable to. Okay. Just give us 2 minutes. We'll start with the session again. Okay, so until then, I would like to talk about what kind of strategies are you applying in Snap, like for preparing for Snap. Have you all started giving mocks? Okay, you have started. Okay, Shuddha is here. Over to you, Shuddha. Thank you everyone for waiting patiently.
Thank you so much, Rohan. Thank you, aspirants, for your cooperation. Good evening, aspirants. My name is Shuddha Shatta Chaudhary. I have done my BTech IT from IEM Kolkata, where I have been the departmental topper. I'm a sports person by heart with an immense love for cricket, swimming, and marathons. I'm interested in geopolitics, national politics, and storytelling. I've recently written a couple of books which have been inaugurated in the Kolkata Book Fair. Currently, I'm in my first year of MBA and I'm specializing in marketing. That's a little bit about myself. So, without further delay, let us get started with the quant section. So before I start with the quant section, I'll talk a bit about my strategy. Firstly, before you start a section, make sure you understand your strengths and weaknesses. While practicing and analyzing, understand the topics properly which are going to come in the examination. And after that, when you start with the exam, find out the easier questions and answer those first, and increase the chances and maximize the chances of increasing your score. So the rest of the tips I'll be giving to you as I solve the quant section. So let's get started. The first question says, a man invested rupees 1552 in a stock of at 97 to obtain an income of rupees 128. The dividend from the stock is, so this looks like a bit of complicated question. I can maybe answer it later. The second question says, A and B started a partnership business investing some amount of money in the ratio of 3:5. C joined then after 6 months with an equal amount as that of B. In what proportion should the profit at the end of 1 year be distributed among A, B, and C? So straight away, you can divide into A, B, and C. Since the ratio between A and B is 3:5, we can consider A is 1 to be 30, B is 1 to be 50, and C is 1, which is equal to that of B, can be considered 50. A invests for 12 months, as it is given in the question, B invests for 12 months, and C also invests, C invests just for 6 months. So we basically need to bring out the ratio out of this. We can directly do the cancellation over here. And you can see the ratio comes out to be 5:10:5. So C is the answer over here. Let's hurry and move to the second question. The third question says, the average monthly income of P and Q is 5,050. The average monthly income of Q and R is 6,250. And the average monthly income of P and R is 5,200. So the monthly income of P is what is asked. So the average monthly income of P plus Q is P and Q is 5,050. So the total income of P plus Q will be 10,100. And the average income of Q and R is 6,250. So the total income of Q and R will be 12,500. Similarly, the total income of P plus R will be 10,400. So here, if you sum them all, 2 times the sum of the incomes of P plus Q plus R comes out to be 33,000. So P plus Q plus R equal to 16,500. So the monthly income of P is, will subtract P plus Q plus R minus Q plus R, which is 16,500 minus this value, which is 12,500. And the answer comes out to be 4,000. So B is our answer. Let's move to the next question. The fourth question says, a towel when bleached was found to have lost 20% of its length and 10% of its breadth. The percentage of decrease in area is, so remember aspirants, while doing such questions, you need not use any formulas. You can just keep it simple over here. For example, you can consider the length to be 10 meters, the breadth to be 10 meters. So the initial area comes out to be 100 meters square. This is very simple over here. The length decreases by 20%. So it is 8 meters. The breadth decreases by 10%. So it is 9 meters. And the new area comes out to be 72 meters square. So we can see it was 100 meters square initially, and now it is 72 meters square. So the decrease is 20%. And the answer is D. Let's move to the next question. 2 dice are thrown simultaneously. What is the probability of getting 2 numbers whose product is even? So when 2 dice are thrown, we know the total sample size is 36, which is 6 square. What we can do over here is, what is the probability of getting 2 numbers whose product is even? We can subtract the total, which is 36, minus whenever the product comes out to be odd. So which of the instances when the product comes out to be odd? It can be 1, 1, it can be 1, 3, it can be 1, 5. It can be 3, 1, it can be 3, 3, it can be 3, 5. Similarly, it can be 5, 1, it can be 5, 3, it can be 5, 5. So there are 9 instances where the product comes out to be odd. So we can subtract 36 minus 9, which is 27. And the total the probability comes out to be 27 by 36, which is this one. And the answer is 3 by 4. So it's option B. Let's move to the next question. A and B can do a work together in 8 days. B and C can do the same work in 12 days. A, B, and C together can do it in 6 days. A and C together can do it in So here we can take the total work to be a multiple of all of this, 8 days, 12 days, and 6 days, which can be taken as to be 48, for example. So A and B together will do 48 by 8, which is 6 units of work. B and C will together do 48 by 12, which is 4 units of work. And A plus B plus C will together do 48 by 6, which is equal to 8 units of work. So what we can see is, if we add 1 and 2 and subtract B and subtract C, we can find out the work done by B, the units of work done by B. So it is 6 plus 4 minus 8, which comes out to be 2. So A is 4 and C comes out to be 2 again. So A and C together will do 6 units of work. So time taken by them will be 48 by 6, which is equal to 8. So the answer is C. Let's move to the next question. In what ratio must a grocer makes two varieties of pulses costing rupees 15 and rupees 20 per kg, respectively, so as to get a mixture worth rupees 16.50 kg? This is a pure alligations question. The final mixture is 16.50, so you can see the difference is 1.5 over here. It comes out to be 3.5. You can cancel out, and the answer comes out to be 7:3. You need to be fast in these questions, aspirants. A hall is 15-meter long and 12-meter broad. If the sum of the areas of the floor and the ceiling is equal to the sum of the areas of the four walls, the volume of the hall is, so the length is 15 meters, the breadth is 12 meters. Sum of the areas of the floor and the ceiling is equal to the sum of the areas. So the sum of the areas of the floor and the ceiling will be 2 into length into breadth, which is equal to 2 into 15 into 12, which comes out to be 360. This is equal to this is equal to the sum of the areas of the four floors, which is 2 into length into height, plus 2 into breadth into height. I guess you understand the dimensions properly, which is equal to 360. We can take 2h to be common. L plus B will come over here, which is equal to 27, equal to 360. So if you cancel out, it comes out to 180, h equal to 180 by 27, which comes out to be 3 over here, 20 over here. So 20 by 3 is the height. So we need to find out the volume, which is 15 into 12 into 20 by 3, which is 1200. So the answer comes out to be C. Let's move to the next question. In a class, 70% of the students opted for history, 45% of the students opted for geography, and 20% opted for neither history nor geography. What percentage of the class opted for both the subjects? So this is a pure Venn diagram question. 20% neither opted for history or geography. So the total comes out to be 80%. So the question is, what percentage of class opted for both the subjects? We can consider that to be X over here. This part can be considered to be history, this part to be geography. 70% opted for history. So only history can be 70 minus X, and only geography can be 45 minus X. So total, if we do this sum, this comes out to be 115 minus X, which is equal to 80, and X equal to 115 minus 80, which is 35. So 35 students opted for both the subjects. Let's move to the next question. This seems to be, yeah, it's doable. A truck carrying goods has traveled for 3 days. The first day it traveled for 12 hours at an average speed of 40 kilometers per hour. The second day it traveled for 10 hours at an average speed of 50 kilometers per hour. The third day it completed 360 kilometers, traveling for 8 hours. The average speed of the truck in kilometer per hour over the 3 days. So we know that average speed is always average the total distance by total time. So we need to find out them separately. So here I can find out the distance. Here the time. The time for the first day is given to be 12 hours. The second day is given to be 10 hours. A third day is given to be 8 hours. So total time comes out to be 30 hours. 30 hours. The total distance. The first day it traveled for 12 hours at an average speed of 40. So it is 480. The second day it traveled at an average speed of 50 for 10 hours, which is 500. A third day it completed 360. So it comes out to be 1340. 1340 by 30. This is the average speed, which comes out to be approximately 44 something. So I'll see the options again. Only one option I have, which is 44. So without doing further calculation, I'll just mark 44 and move to the next question. This seems to be a bit complicated question. Let's see which are the easier questions later on. We'll move later, maybe. See, aspirants, you need to keep on checking the questions so that you don't miss any easy questions which may be there at the end of the paper. Yeah, this one seems to be an easy question. Uh, so the set A has 6 elements, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many subsets of A can be formed with just 2 elements, 1 even and 1 odd? So we can see that 3 elements, 2, 4 and 6 are even, 1, 3 and 5 are odd. So we need to select 1 from the even ones, so 3C1, into 1 from the odd ones, 3C1. So the answer comes out to be 3 into 3, which is equal to 9. And the option is C. Let's move to the next question. This is quite an easy question. I guess most of you are familiar with logarithm till now. So which one is the answer? What do you guys think? Go to option C. Log m into n equal to log m plus log n. It's a direct formula. I need not check any other answer. I'll directly mark the answer as C and move to the next question. You need to be careful in all these things. Don't waste your time. A grocer sells a soap marked rupees 50 at 15% discount and gives a shampoo sachet costing rupees 1.5 free for each soap. He then makes 20% profit. His cost price is. So I'll just mark up this 30 to 300 over here for easier calculation. 15% discount is being given, so minus 30 minus 15, which is 255. And then a shampoo sachet costing rupees 1.5 is given free. So the 1.5 will be 15 over here. So I'll subtract this as well, which comes out to 240. And he then makes a 20% profit. So this 240 is after getting 20% profit on the CP. So the CP will be 240 by 1.2, which is 2400 by 12, which comes out to be 200. So the answer is, no, it's not 200. You have to divide it by 10 as well because you have marked up by 10. So the answer is 20. SD. Let's move to the next question. It's a bit complicated. Let's move to the next question. Yes. Yeah, this seems to be a bit easier question. 21 boys turn out for an NCC parade. Out of this, 19 are wearing NCC caps. So these are caps. And 11 are wearing NCC shoes. These are shoes. There are no boys without one or the other. How many boys are wearing the full uniform? So the full uniform means both the caps as well as the shoes. We can take that one to be X. The number of boys wearing only the caps can be taken out to be 21 minus X. And the number of boys wearing only shoes will be equal to 11 minus X. No, 19 minus X. Sorry. So the total comes out to be 30 minus X, which is equal to, sorry, I did a mistake over here. 11 minus X, yeah. So the total is 21, which is equal to the sum of this, this and this, 30 minus X. So X comes out to be 30 minus 21 equal to 9. So the number of boys wearing the complete uniform will be 9. So be careful, boys. Don't make silly mistakes because there's negative marking. You need to be careful over here, as I did over here. I need to be careful as well. So the last question is, a number is increased by 20% and then it's reduced by 20%. The number changes by, so don't go into too much formulas over here. Just keep it simple. Let's take the number to be 100 over here. It's increasing by 20%. So it comes out to be 120. Then what is 20% of 120? If 10% is 12, then 20% of 120 will be 24. We're subtracting that, which comes out to be 96. So we can see the change over here, which is 4 by 100, which is this initial number into 100. The answer comes out to be 4%. So there is a 4% decrease. Now, after I've known that I've answered most of the questions, I can go back and try the tougher questions. Oh, let's go back and try some interesting questions. Let's see which one I can answer now. Yeah, this one seems good. 12th question. Two tabs A and B can fill a cistern in 15 hours and 10 hours respectively. Tab C can empty full cistern in 30 hours, and all the three tabs are open for 2 hours. When it has remembered that the emptying tab has been, is a big question. Let's move forward. Let's find Yeah, this one seems to be easy question. At author progression, every book goes through three phases: typing, composing, and binding. There are 16 typists, 10 composers, and 15 binders. A typist can type 8 books in every hour. A composer can compose 12 books, and a binder can bind 12 books. All of them are working for 10 hours. What you can see. How many books can be prepared? So the books will be the lowest of all this. So I can see that the lowest will be this one. This one will be the lowest. So the answer comes out to be 1200. Let's mark it fast and move forward. I think time's up. You need to submit it now. Yeah, so we are done.
Hello, aspirants. How did you find the mock? Was it interesting? Yes. Okay. So, thank you, Sakshi, Mansa, and Sudhashata for solving so many questions in such a short amount of time. It was so interesting to watch you crack the paper so passionately. Now, I would like to know what was inside your mind while you were solving those questions. I would like to know your strategies and thoughts while tackling the questions. Can we start with Sakshi?
Yeah, sure, Rohan. So while tackling the questions as a test, as snap test, my strategy was to target my strongest section. So coming from an English literature background, my strongest section was the verbal one. So I tried to target that first. I tried to solve maximum questions in the verbal section. Next, my strongest section was was LR, and I moved ahead and targeted many questions there. I faced difficulties in the quant section. So to improve that, I did solve a lot of mocks. So that helps a lot. So that is how you can strategize.
All right, thank you, Sakshi. We can move on to Mansa for the LR.
Hello folks. As I have described, my strategy in giving the LR section was the same. I bucketed the topics. I just gave a glance to the question, found out what type of question, what type of topic does the question belong to, and then I first gave a scan. So with that strategy, at least I could reach to 25th question, because given it is 60 questions, logical reasoning has the biggest chunk. It is 25 questions and it is extremely difficult to navigate throughout the 25 questions. So in the first one, I just go about all the questions, choose the easiest one and perform them. And then if I have time left, I just come back. This is also the same when I was giving the entire snap paper. What I did was do the same thing, because the verbal section was also somewhat on the same levels for me. I saved time there. I didn't spend 15 minutes per 15 questions. I saved some 5-6 minutes there so that I could use them in the difficult questions of LR. The same goes with the quantitative analysis. I did the easier ones, bucketed my topics, and then if the time permits or when the time was left, I came back to the medium questions when they were lengthy and the long and difficult questions or the topics where I was not comfortable with, I kept them at the end. This way we can maximize the score and we don't leave a chance that we have left the last questions. We don't have that regret that we didn't reach till the 60th question. So when you have the chance to navigate here and there, you shouldn't leave the option of reaching till the end. You never know, maybe the 40th to 60th questions are the easiest ones. When you are stuck in the first 10 questions, you will lose out the time. That's why you have to navigate and bucket your topics. That's all from my side. Now I would like Shuddha to continue with his analysis.
Thank you so much, Manasa. That was really insightful. We loved how you picked out every small detail in it and navigated your mock. Okay, Shuddha, we will move on with the points analysis.
Thank you so much, Rohan. Thank you, Mansa. Thank you, Sakshi. Hello, aspirants. What the strategy I basically followed was the greedy method. I think most of you are coders over here. Many of you are. So you must be knowing the greedy method. Be greedy. Choose the easy questions first. Maximize your chances. Maximize your score, and then go on to the difficult ones. Even if not the difficult ones, go to the medium ones. And one thing which is really important while taking mocks as well as analyzing is to have alternatives to every question uh, 2 or 3 times and find out different strategies to solve the same question. Have 2 or 3 ways to solve the same question. This will really help out during the exam time scenario. And thirdly, I believe the more you practice the basics, the more you get the basics right, it will help you in the quant section, because memorizing formulas, going through the same things again and again won't help you much. Knowing the basics really well, understanding the topics in depth will really help you under this time constraint situations. Thank you.
Thank you, Shuddha. That was really inspiring and insightful as well. So, aspirants, now I would like to know your views. Is there any other strategy that you apply while solving mocks other than what the ART team shared with you? Or is there some formula, like, is there some way that you tweak your own methods while applying our own strategies that are shared with you? You can type in your answers in the chat box. Okay. So we hope that this session was really helpful for all of you, as we mentioned before. Uh, yes, thank you so much for being as active and interactive. As we mentioned before, the objective is not to copy the way we solve the mocks, but it's just a new perspective on mock solving and analysis. You can reach out to any of us at any time, and we will try to help you as much as possible. Now, before we open the floor for questions, we have something interesting in store for you. So, I would like to announce the launch of our new event, Nexus, that is especially curated for aspirants that are preparing very hard for Snap. So we would be launching our first edition of Nexus, where we will be empowering the next us. We would like to invite you all to join us on our YouTube channel, Aspirant Relations Team, SIBM Pune. We will go live at 9 p.m. tomorrow. Yes, that's right. We are going live tomorrow. You can scan the QR code visible on the screen, subscribe to our page, and turn on the reminder for the event. You can also reach out to us on LinkedIn if you have any queries about the events or even about today's session. We will be happy to help you all. As you can see on the slide, Nexus is a 3-day event from the 16th to 18th of October. Each day brings you something really unique. Along with Nexus, we have already launched our very own mock test on Unstop. It is called a SNAPTITUDE. It will be a 60-minute mock test simulating snap test pattern. This is your opportunity to test your snap readiness. And the cherry on the cake is that Snaptitude comes with exciting prizes worth 35,000. For the top 10 winners, we are going to give you one extra snap attempt absolutely free of cost. If you have already paid for all the 3 attempts, no worries, you will get the money back for one attempt. We also understand that this is a phase where you will be trying to be as updated as possible about current awareness as well as general knowledge. The top 10 would also get a free subscription to the Hindustan Time premium account for an yearly subscription, where you'll get access to high quality news and insightful content throughout the year. And apart from monetary rewards, we wanted to go 1 mile extra. The winners would get to have a Snapchat, that is a chat with our second year students, which is essentially a one-on-one mentoring session on how to approach your preparation and address all your doubts. We would also pair you up with a study buddy who will be one of us from the Aspirant Relations team. We will be your support in this journey towards cracking Snap. So, all of this in just one test. So we would recommend you to scan the QR code on the screen and register for Snaptitude. Give it your best shot. All the best, aspirants. Now, let me take you through the next 3 days in more detail. We will wait for 1 minute until you all have scanned the code. I'm glad you all are liking the session. You can check out Snaptitude. You can register for Snaptitude on the Unstop platform. The QR code for the same is above. I would also like to mention that Snaptitude is absolutely free of cost and it is an official mock conducted by SIBM Pune. Okay. Now, most of you might have scanned the QR code. So let me take you through the next 3 days in more detail. So coming to day one features the specialization fair. We will be dividing into various specializations offered at SIBM Pune. Very often choosing specialization might be quite confusing. So we'll talk about the specializations, the placement opportunities, companies, job roles, etc. under each of them. Then day two is your chance to learn the art of test taking. We'll share various strategies to ease your preparation journey and build yourself personally. Topics such as how to create an optimal routine, find work-life balance, sustain motivation, and so on would be covered. We would be wrapping up Nexus with yet another insightful session on how to enhance your profile and make it MBA ready. All your confusions related to your profile and background would be addressed in this session. But that is not all, aspirants. Now I would like to invite Mansa to address you with Coffee with SIBM. Mansa, over to you for the session.
Thank you, Rohan. It's not all aspirants. We'll be soon coming to your cities with, to meet you in person through our flagship event, Coffee with SIBM. This is our flagship event where we will share the last mile strategies to snap, attempting GEPI, and again all the things that are related to SIBM. We would like to know your preferences about where we can meet you. We have a QR code displayed on the screen. Just take out a few seconds, scan the QR code, fill the form, and let us know where we can come to meet you soon. So now let me open the floor for the questions. If you have any questions related to the mock or anything related to attending Coffee with SIBM or the form filling, you can ask them.
Hey, aspirants, you can put all your doubts and queries in the chat box. We'll be happy to answer them.
Hello. So I can see a question over there. What is the strategy to prepare for quants and to increase your speed? So I believe the best strategy for quants is to find out the easier questions and answer them first. And the second strategy can be And the second strategy can be when you're doing practicing questions of quant, make sure that you have 2 or 3 strategies for solving the same question. And thirdly, I believe quant is much. So make sure you practice your questions properly. So make sure you practice your questions properly, analyze your mocks properly. And as far as quants is concerned, I believe it's much more about practice. It's about having that strategy to answer easy questions, understanding the basics properly, and then going one step at a time to the advanced level questions. And last, one more thing, don't waste too much time on one particular question. If you're not answering the question, it doesn't matter. The entire paper must not be compromised due to that particular reason. Move on to the next question, answer easier questions, and try to maximize your scores. That's the best strategy for quants.
I can see a question here, how to improve critical reasoning. Critical reasoning doesn't have a sure shot approach or any type of described process that we can follow. So it is only practice by which you can improve your critical reasoning. Because when you do a number of questions, when you start from now and do till the D-Day, you will cover a lot many questions. If you start doing five questions every day, you will get used to the type of the questions. So when you see the question, you can think in that way. So it may be similar like this, so answer will be like that. So you have to build your mind to think like that. Because in the topics like critical reasoning, we don't have a formula, we don't have a grammar or vocabulary. So there is no way we can follow a standard pattern. So it is the only dedication and practice that can improve the type of questions you can think.
Okay, I can see a question to guide on how to prepare for antonyms and synonyms. So the best way to prepare for antonyms and synonyms, or verbal as the whole section, is through reading. So the more you read, the more you get accustomed to various words, the more you get to know about various words. You can improve your vocabulary that way. Also, there are many books in the market which you can refer to. So that is how you can improve. Start reading newspapers daily. You can read various blogs. So improve your vocabulary through reading. That's the best way to go.
Thank you, Manasa, Sakshi, Sidhu, for answering the queries. Due to the paucity of time, we would reach the end of this session. So, thank you again, everyone, for making this session so amazing. Uh, Please follow us on our Instagram handles for latest Snap updates as well as updates about SIBM Pune. You can always feel free to reach out to us on our LinkedIn. You can find that in the description of the video. Uh, so we are looking forward to meet you all tomorrow at 9 p.m. Are you excited to see us again? We'll be starting with with Nexus. I wish to see you all in great numbers. Thank you so much, guys.